Hello, this is the Meta Man bringing you an extremely important video. Why? Because it's about an extremely important coin that does an extremely important job. And that coin is Harmony. Its call letters are ONE1. And its website is harmony.one, which is really interesting. And where does the one come from? And where does the harmony come from? Well, harmony is a bridge. And you're going to learn a lot about bridges because bridges are critically important. And dear viewer, you can thank Edward 1985 Max 1, who is a subscriber and dear viewer of this channel, because in a video that I made recently called Grab Profits Fast, if you look at the thumb, it says Grab Profits Fast, and there's a guy with his fingers out like this. If you go to that video and play it right through to the end until you find out the key secret word, and then in the comments of that video, use the secret word, and you can ask me to make any video you wish, and I will do it for you. Grab Profits Fast is the picture on the thumb. And thank you, Edward 1985 Max 1, for asking me to do this for you. Harmony has a logo, don't trust, just verify. Very, very funny. Why? Let me explain. Before the Mexico Olympics, there were two totally separate telephone companies. And when the Olympic Committee agreed to hold the Olympics in Mexico City, they made a rule, a requirement, a prerequisite that Mexico had to figure out how to merge the two telephone companies. Because if you were on system A, you could only call other people on system A. They didn't talk to each other. So everybody had to have two phones. It was really silly, but it was the beginning of telephony in Mexico. And so they didn't operate well. They didn't have everything organized. Well, crypto is new. Crypto is new like that. For gosh sakes, it wasn't only 12 years ago or so that Bitcoin started, and most of the altcoins are far newer than that. And so the ecosystems that have been built up, like Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum, all work separately. They don't talk to each other very well. They do talk to each other, but the gas prices are high, and sometimes they don't even allow any transfer of information between blockchains. And so there's a thing called bridges that have come up, and you need to know what bridges are because Harmony is a really important bridge. So let's look at Harmony's logo. To scale trust for billions of people and create a radically fair economy. Why do you have to have trust? Because if you have a coin or some asset, an NFT or an avatar, some asset on one blockchain, you need trust to move it to another blockchain. If you don't have trust, you might fear that it won't get there. A bridge is a cross-chain process or protocol which connects two blockchains like Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain and enables transfers of assets between them, fast, secure, very low cost, and gas efficient. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And here is a frequently asked question that I thought you might be interested in. What should I use the bridge for? How can I see new assets bridged on Harmony? The bridge is used to migrate assets from one chain to another. If you have assets on Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain, you can use the bridge to move the same asset to Harmony blockchain. In other words, Harmony is that middleman. Harmony is the bridge that allows transfers of assets. Now, what asset? Well, obviously a coin. You might have one Bitcoin on one exchange and you may want to move it to another exchange. But you may also have an NFT. You may also have an avatar. Now think about this. Let's say you're playing a game in the metaverse and you really like your avatar. It's really cute or it reflects your personality really well. But another game in another ecosystem is unrelated. They don't care what your avatar is in a previous game. But with Harmony, you will soon be able to migrate a weapon or an avatar or an NFT or a coin between any one blockchain and many, many others. This is really fascinating. It's really fascinating. It's as if you were back in Mexico in 1960 and you couldn't make a phone call to a friend because they were on the other telephone exchange. And that's what's happening. Harmony is one of the really important bridges that is solving that problem. So let's look at the major features of all of crypto. First of all, of course, there are blockchains. And a blockchain is an independent system, a self-contained ecosystem that works within itself. A really important partnership is between you and me. You're a consumer of my information, and I'm a creator and deliverer of the information. And I'm willing to put in hours to do the research and the filming and the editing and the SEO optimization, which takes several hours in order to produce each video. What I ask in reciprocation is that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends. There's a link right there. There's a link right there, red link to subscribe. You should do that. It's really nice. I'm being nice to you. You be nice to me. We'll be buddies. Another is layer 2 solutions. And there are two types of layer 2 solutions. But first of all, what is a layer 2 solution? Well, there are certain ecosystems and blockchains like Ethereum that are bogged down. They can only do 13 transactions per second, not millions per second like your little old computer can do, just 13. So it gets bogged down. And so they charge very high gas fees. And the layer 2 solution, layer 1 being Ethereum itself, layer 2 is there's other coins, other processes, other ideas, other businesses that can offload a process from Ethereum. In other words, Ethereum delegates to another coin a particular process. So instead of Ethereum doing it and clogging it down even more, it says to another coin, here, I'm offloading this to you, please do it. And there's two kinds. One is optimistic rollups, another is ZK rollups. But the important thing is, first of all, ZK is probably going to win. But the second thing is that it's working. It's really working. And if you're interested, I've got a really good playlist on ZK rollups and optimistic rollups that you might enjoy looking at. Of course, decentralization is a key feature of crypto, and DeFi. DeFi is really, really important characteristic of crypto because DeFi, first of all, it stands for decentralized finance, as opposed to banks, which are centralized. If you go to Bank A, then they take $1 when you cash a check, and they take 50 cents when you do this. They take $8 when you buy a money order, and that money stays, that the money that the bank earns stays within that bank. But decentralized finance, there is no bank. It bypasses the bank, and I've got a really, really powerful playlist on DeFi, which you might enjoy. You may want to play this video right through to the end, but you may also want to come back and click on those links later in order to learn more about DeFi. Bridges is what we're going to be talking about, and games. Now, games are really important because, by the way, games amount to more annual revenue than all of Hollywood movies. All of Hollywood movies. That's quite an exciting fact. And I've got a wonderful playlist on games in case you're not interested in bridges any longer and you want to get onto games, or you're interested in bridges, but you want to come back and learn about games. Let's continue on the list. There's land, you can buy and sell land. There's avatars, you'll actually be able to buy and sell NFT avatars. There's the metaverse itself. And if you go right there, you can see a fascinating playlist of dozens of really important videos on the metaverse. And finally, there's NFTs. NFTs are really strange, but you can go and learn about them right here. An NFT is like a highly pixelated JPEG, a highly pixelated JPEG. Who the heck wants a highly pixelated JPEG that doesn't appear to have anything more than childish artistic capability? Why? And why are people paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for it? Well, if you go to that playlist, you'll be able to learn much more about it. But of all those items, we're going to be spending this video on bridges.
The matter rocks.
Bridges are the glue that's going to bind the new crypto together, because right now it's all scattered and it's hard to talk to each other. This is very exciting. This is a list of the major ecosystem partners that Harmony One already has. Binance Smart Chain, Huobi, MetaMask, Sushi Swap, Atari, Travala, it's huge, Chainlink. This is really important. If you're going to assess the fundamental analysis of a coin, which is a business, you need to look at who its partners are, and you need to look at its entire ecosystem. That's dazzling. Just look at that. It's just completely dazzling. It looks like there's 100 major partners in its ecosystem that does all kinds of specific features and specific tasks for and with Harmony. And the fundamental analysis, if I had to give it a score out of 10, I would give it 10 out of 10. It's a really good coin. It's in the top 100 easily. It's extremely well respected. It's got a very sweet name, Harmony, and One. They're both very sweet names. And believe it or not, that has some value, has a meme value. And now it's time to look at the technical analysis. So we go to CoinGecko, coingecko.com, and we look at the maximum. You always zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. And you can see that Harmony sat around doing mostly nothing for most of its entire life. And then it shot up in a very short period of time, looks like roughly a week, from basically nothing to 20 cents, and then fell back down to about 5 cents, and then shot up in a period of about a month to almost 40 cents. And now it's fallen down. But there's other things you need to look at on this screen. One is it's currently at 25 cents. Its market cap is just under $3 billion, and it's 60th on the list. It's 60th in market cap rank. Another thing to notice is its all-time high was only 2 months ago at just under 38 cents, and its all-time low was almost 2 years ago at roughly 1/10 of 1 penny. So it went from 1/10 of 1 penny to 38 pennies. That's 380x. That's a big deal. But that's just what we see looking at it. Now let's apply technical analysis. And to do technical analysis, I've put in 2 lines. The lower green line is the line that links the rising lows, the higher lows, and it's at a certain angle. Weirdly, when I looked at the rising highs and drew a line, it's almost exactly parallel. So this is what's called a band. The coin prices are wiggling inside a band, but the band is rising, which is very exciting. I've also put red vertical lines, and you can see there's a red vertical line at one peak and at the next peak, and I just crudely measured that distance and put a third red line in the future as my estimate of when it might hit the top of its range again. And I also looked at how it got from the first red line to the second red line, and it was basically a U shape. And so I drew that U shape again into the future in order to see what would happen. It looks like it'll hit the bottom if it follows my thick red line. It looks like it'll hit the bottom in January or February of 2022. And if it follows my red line, it looks like it'll hit the top of the range in about March or April of 2022. But would I buy it? No, I wouldn't buy it now. If I owned it, would I keep it? Yes. But Raymond, it looks like it's going to fall. So what? Coins are very volatile. I don't buy a coin for a week or a day. So if it falls, it'll fall from its current 25 cents to about 20 cents to get to the bottom of the tunnel. And then it'll go up to 45 cents if it follows this path. But if you buy it now at 25 cents and it goes to 45 cents, that's less than 2x. If you're lucky enough and you put in a cheeky offer to buy at 20 cents and you get a fill and it goes from 20 cents to 45 cents, so it's a little over 2x. I'm not that excited. So from the technical point of view, I would not be a buyer. Right now, you can see that 25 cents is right in the middle of the range. And you don't want to buy when it's in the middle. You want to buy when it's at the bottom of the range and you have some confidence it's going to stay inside the range. So you remember that from the fundamental analysis, I gave it a 9 out of 10, maybe even a 10 out of 10. But from the technical analysis, I give it a 2 or 3 out of 10. It doesn't have much chance in the next few months of doing anything exciting. And it's a great coin from the fundamental point of view, but I wouldn't be buying it now. If I would buy it, I'd put in an offer now to buy it at, say, 21 cents and sit around and wait. If I get a fill, fine. If I don't get a fill, there's lots of other coins to buy. Do I want to own Harmony? Yes. Do I own Harmony? No, actually, at the moment, I don't. I own 50 coins, and that's enough. And when I decide to invest more, then Harmony 1 may well be the coin that I buy. Now, by the way, just because I don't own it doesn't mean you shouldn't own it. I think it's a really good coin, but I already have 50 coins and I already have really good reasons for buying those 50 coins. So if I don't own it now, I wouldn't be buying it now, but I would be putting in an open order at maybe 21 cents. And if I get a feel, great. If I don't, there's lots of other coins in the cryptoverse that I would buy. From the fundamental point of view, I like it, 9 or 10 out of 10. From the technical point of view, don't really like it, 2 or 3 out of 10. But it's a great coin.
Rocks.
And please subscribe to my channel and like my video so that Google and YouTube know that this is good content. Thank you. Hello, and thank you for listening to that exciting video. Now, click on Meta in order to subscribe so that other people will enjoy it too. And click right here to enjoy my previous video, and click right there to enjoy the video about Sand, my favorite crypto metaverse coin.